So the new and official CSGO killer has been released. And it's not Valorant or any other game, it's Counter-Strike 2. And I know many Valorant players that left the CSGO scene in 2020 might be looking to come back. Well, today I have gathered all you need to know to make the switch from Valorant to CS2. And stick around so you can see how to practice for Counter-Strike 2 without even having the beta key. Well, to understand what you have to know for the switch from Valorant to Counter-Strike 2, we have to look at the difference from the games. I will split this video up in 3 parts: mechanics, gameplays and community, since these are the most important for the switch from Valorant to Counter-Strike 2. Let's start with the mechanics. There are some mechanics that you will be able to transfer, like your aim. All you have to do is to run your sensitivity through a sensitivity calculator, as well as movement work quite similar in both games, and crosshair placement. If you need a better guide for that, check out this video in the top right. Welcome to my channel. I'm a CSGO coach, and if you need to improve now that Counter-Strike 2 is right around the corner, then you're in the right place. I have videos on how to improve, fundamental guides and so much more to help you. Peeking. In Valorant, when you peek, you only have to let go of A if you peek left to stop. In CSGO, the process is quite different. You have to press A to swing and D to full stop before shooting. This might not sound like a lot, but considering how much of a habit you already have by only pressing one button will be a big change. As well as peeking in general are more important than in Valorant, since players move faster, so jiggle peeking or shoulder peeking and AWP is more doable in Counter-Strike 2 than Valorant. And here we can go even further into peeking, but I made a whole ass guide for it, so check that out instead. Movement is another big deal. As I said in the start, some movement will be similar between Valorant and Counter-Strike 2, but not all. In Valorant you have teleportation, dashes and more to cover for bad movement and missteps. In Counter-Strike 2 you will not. So to perfect your movement is important in Counter-Strike 2. To do this you have to understand how the movement works in Counter-Strike 2. The first thing you have to learn is strafing and how that works, as well as movement speed and how to use it while taking fights in Counter-Strike 2. In Counter-Strike 2 everyone has the same utility. This means that you have to learn how to use it. In Valorant you rather pick an agent and just use the abilities and perfect them. In Counter-Strike 2 you have to understand and learn the utility nades: decoy, HE nade, smoke, flash and molotov. Here's a quick rundown for nades so you understand. Smokes are used to take map control and block out the enemy from a set position during some time, 15 seconds, just like in Valorant today. Flashes are used to blind the enemy and set your teammate or yourself up for a play, just like in Valorant. Molotovs are used to clear position and take map control, just like in Valorant. In Counter-Strike 2, HE nades have a different set of purposes now. First job is to do chip damage so the enemy is easier to kill. This usually applies to the CT side so they can one-tap with their M4s. As well as using HE nade to remove smoke and take map control with the new update. The biggest issue for Valorant players are lineups. Today Valorant Molotovs like these all has lineups. While in Counter-Strike 2 your nade, flash and smoke will have set lineups. You have to learn to be efficient in the game. And the other thing with nades are to understand nade management. Since in Valorant if you die with abilities, you get to keep them until next round. You will not be able to do the same in Counter-Strike 2. So to understand how to use utility effective is important then. The biggest change for many players are the spray control. Since in Valorant, after 4 to 7 bullets it's random. In Counter-Strike 2 you will have a set spray pattern for all 30 bullets. And you have to learn them for all the main guns. This means the AK, FAMAS, Galil and M4. This makes Counter-Strike 2 a more challenging game since learning the patterns are hard and daunting task. The best way is to use the map in CSGO called Recoil Master to improve and learn the patterns, since this will be the same in Counter-Strike 2. This will as well remove the whole one-tapping / bursting meta we see in Valorant today, and you have to adapt to the spraying meta we have in CSGO today. Learn the economy system in CS. Since you can't sell a gun if you buy one, which you can in Valorant, this means you have to study economy guides on YouTube to understand the core rules. Last mechanic part is the role you play. In Valorant you can just insta-lock your role and be done with it. In Counter-Strike 2 it's not like that. Everyone can buy the same gun and utility. This makes picking a role so much harder, since if 3 players want to be the AWPers, then 3 players can go and buy the AWP, making the game harder to win. So you have to pick a role that suits your Valorant playstyle. The role you have to pick between are IGL or the leader, AWPer or for Valorant operator, the entry-fragger or more of a duelist role from Valorant, the support player more of a controller, the anchor a type of a cypher role, or lurker more of a viper role. These are the main roles to look into. Last part is to understand spawns. In Valorant everyone has the same spawn due to the cooldown before the round starts. In Counter-Strike 2 you will not have some walls in between you and your enemy. This means that your spawn can have an impact on the round and how it's played out. If you have the best spawn to peek Banana Inferno, you have to do it even though you don't want to. Next step is to look at gameplay and what's the difference between Counter-Strike 2 and Valorant. Counter-Strike 2 is more punishing. What I mean with this is that in Valorant you have many abilities to save yourself if you overpeak, get pushed or does a mistake. In Counter-Strike 2 you will not have these options. This makes Counter-Strike 2 more challenging than Valorant. Other part are small stuff like not being able to sell your guns if you misbuy. So if you have a misread on the economy situation and buys wrong, you now have to deal with it and the consequences in the following rounds. Or that you can't take your abilities to the next round of play if you die. The gameplay in Counter-Strike 2 is faster than Valorant, with no spawn blocks in the start, and in general the player models move faster. I know in Valorant that you have agents like Jet and Neon that can run fast or do abilities that make them faster, but since this is agent based, it all depends on who you play with or against. This will as well make the meta of one-tapping that Valorant have be changed to more meta of spraying as we just talked about. With faster gameplays, the strats, tactics and decision making will have to be faster called or taught about than in Valorant. In Valorant, you have 20 plus agent with all different utility or abilities, so a change here I think Valorant players will like. In Counter-Strike 2, as said, you all have the same, so you only have to memorize the key part of the smoke, nade, flash, decoy. This will be a nice change to more simple condition than this.
You want to play? Let's play.
Face your fear!
What kind of place is this?
The last part is a community. I myself play both games, and I would just tell you this. The CSGO community is more toxic and less e-girls. You will be getting a lot of mad Russian screaming at you, French players refusing to talk English, but you can always mute.
Oh my, mommy, I need a heal!
I need a heal, come here!
I'm coming!
Come here! Alright, meow, meow, meow!
Hey! Thank you, mommy!
No problem!
Well, if you do not have the CS2 beta like me, you can still practice until summer. Go and download CSGO and start to learn all the maps by using YPrec Pre-Fire mode, as well as practicing all the gun spray control in the workshop map Recoil Master. Go and play Casey servers to get familiar with the movement in the game, and to add more to do, go and play deathmatch and retakes to understand how the game is being played. Hopefully I'll see more of you on Counter-Strike 2, and good luck.